You're welcome to Join News Interactive. My name is Victor Brache. Today we're going to get interactive. We're going to speak about today being International Day for Radio, and also we're going to talk about the free SHS. A lot of people have been raising concerns about the NPP's promise to make a senior high school entirely free. As President Akufo-Addo said, SS policy is going to start in September. That's according to His Excellency. And has radio paid its dues? As I said, welcome to Join News Interactive. We are live on Join News on Multi TV, Go TV channel 144, and DSTV channel 421. Let's get interactive together on our social media platforms. You can find us on Facebook using the name Join News on TV. We are also streaming live on YouTube and then Facebook. Let's get ready and set off on today's topics. My name is Victor Brache. Now, in the run-up to the December 2016, one promise that got many talking was the new Patriotic Party's free SHS policy. In fact, the policy was part of the party's 2012 manifesto. Now, after winning the elections, many asked when the policy will be rolled out. It appears the president heard those rants and answered the questions over the weekend. Speaking at the 60th anniversary of the Okuapeman School at Ekropong, President Akufo-Addo said the policy will start in September 2017. He says everything will be free for students, and even day students will be given a meal a day. Let's watch exactly how the announcement was made.
Established in February 1957, the Okuapeman School started with 182 students. It now trains over 2,400, including those with special needs. Headmaster of the school, Daniel Afari, speaks about inclusivity of the education they provide and appealed for a science resource center, among other infrastructural needs.
There are 48 visually impaired students, both sighted, and the visually impaired students attend classes, dining, sporting activities.
The government of Ghana will fund the cost of public senior high schools for all those who qualify for entry from the 2017-2018 academic year onwards.
For the avoidance of doubt, he says, this is exactly what he means by the free senior high school education, which is about to commence.
By free SHS, we mean that in addition to tuition, which is already free, there will be no admission fees, no library fees, no science center fees, no computer lab fees, no examination fees, no utility fees. There will be free textbooks, free boarding, and free meals. Free SHS will also cover agricultural, vocational, and technical institutions.
In response to the headmaster's appeal, the president also announced the renovation and full equipment of the Science Resource Center of Okuapeman School to commemorate its 60th birthday. It was a homecoming.
So that was President Nana Akufo-Addo at Okuapeman 60th anniversary, talking about free everything for the senior high schools, free science labs, free anything that you can mention in relation to senior high school. We have Kojo Evans, who says, "Bravo, Nana! It's a bold step. Go ahead and implement many more good policies to raise Ghana up. Don't take criticisms that are not passionate. They will only like to clear their mouth from stench. May God grant you insights and knowledge." Kudos, Mr. President. We have Kwame Adibu, who says, I'm happy the government is fulfilling their promises of free high school. I wish them well and pray this government will, with the help of God, is able to make Ghanaians proud. We have Nana Owusu Berema, who says, okay, let's read from Samuel, who says, you need free education across board, especially okay, all right, the messages are not very clear. Leonard Grant says, I hope someone with a little intelligence will ask him how and where he is going to get the fund from without raising taxes and tariffs. Okay, Leonard, we are going to fund this with our oil money, so it's not anything that's impossible. We have Asante who says we go chop free education to sleep. Must I try and bring money to the economy and stop what you are doing? And we have festivity. Ebo Samuel Wilson says, and I said, amen, because we, the graduates unemployed, still have hope. Our time will come soon. We have Bright who says, so good to hear, but seems the unemployment is extremely high now. So should we be, oh, okay. We have Demore. He says, I didn't waste my time. We have Felix Bida who says, why only 2017 onward only? And then we have Bashir Isifu who says, free SHS, Nana, And then Richard Kunya says, Mr. President, we need jobs. So these are some of the comments on Facebook. You can also join and send in your messages, and then we'll also read it to the public. Moving on, well, some educational think tanks are already skeptical about this. For example, executive director of some other think tanks are raising concerns about whether this is going to be possible or not. For example, executive director of the Institute of Education Studies, Prince Ama, argues that a lot more students are not getting access to senior high school because they failed to pass the junior high school exams, known as the Basic Education Certificate Examination, BECE for short. And if government wants to improve SHS accessibility, then it should remove the need to write BECE as a requirement to progress to SHS and make basic education a seamless transition from GSS to SHS. He suggested a couple of things. Moving on, let's speak about radio. One of the things most people love to listen to. You listen to the news, music, announcements on radio. It's been a source of education, information, and entertainment for most people. Maso Agbagba has this piece detailing how radio's dominance is winning because people are getting information from other media like social media. Watch this short video. We'll be back.
Hello, good afternoon and welcome to Joy Midday News.
An important aspect of radio broadcasting journey in Ghana was an attempt to break the state broadcasters' monopoly. That led to the establishment of a radio station called Radio I, owned by Dr. Charles Rekubrobe in the 90s. Media pluralism and the emergence of technology means stiffer competition for traditional media like radio, be it online, social media. The news is everywhere. This means that consumers are now spoiled for choice. But in all of these, there are some persons who have remained loyal to radio. Ali Dubaba is one of them. He has been a security man for more than a decade. Ali tells me his job as a security man has compelled him to resort to radio as his only source of news. Here in his little office at the Mamobi Government Hospital, his radio finds space on the wooden table, which also has some foolscap notebooks.
Sometimes if you are at night duty and you have a radio by you, it keeps you awake. You will not sleep deep. Even if you doze off, you hear, then you come back to your decision. And then you listen to news to what is happening around, especially Ghana, you hear. For instance, at the hospital here, you have people coming in and out, they'll be asking you questions. So you won't even get time to read paper or look TV. Yeah, you concentrate on. Some of them will ask you for directions. Maybe the fellow is going to maternity, to lab, administration. You have to direct them. And as far as, apart from that, you have to be watching other things too. They mix up, other criminals mix up with them and come. Somebody might come here as if he's sick or, no. They are coming purposely to steal the Christians. So you identify people and then you work them out as well.
Unlike Ali Dubaba, 22-year-old Aurelia Atipo, a final year computer science student of the University of Ghana, does not have the luxury of time to listen to radio. She spends the best part of her day in class. She can't afford to tune in when her lecturer is in class. She, however, resorts to other mediums like social media and online.
Hello, good afternoon and welcome to Joy Midday News. An important aspect of radio broadcasting journey in Ghana was an attempt to break the state broadcasters' monopoly. That led to the establishment of a radio station called Radio I, owned by Dr. Charles Rekubrobe in the 90s. Media pluralism and the emergence of technology means stiffer competition for traditional media like radio, be it online, social media. The news is everywhere. This means that consumers are now spoiled for choice. But in all of these, there are some persons who have remained loyal to radio. Ali Dubaba is one of them. He has been a security man for more than a decade.
My information comes from online because as a student, busy schedules like class schedules and all that. So it's very, very difficult for you to listen to the radio like every single time because we are always thinking about like the next app we are going to create and things like that, your project work. You can't really be listening to radio. But what you can do is you can read online. I think that's what the radio stations and other like TV owners can do is that they could create their apps and then also use their social media platforms to get more people informed about certain things in society. It's faster to get information on social media than the radio, and I always get my news on social media before I even hear it on radio or TV.
Aurelia and three of her colleagues in December represented the University of Ghana at the World Universities Debate Championship in the Netherlands. She tells me the team had to solely depend on online news for their preparations.
The one we relied on for the World Universities Debating Championship was online information because we had a very busy schedule and we couldn't always like listen to radio. So you go onto Facebook, go to specific pages, get the information you need. I read about like 6 to 7 articles every single day just to keep myself informed about what's going on in the world. So if in a day I don't get to listen to the radio, I'm still sure that I have information about what's going on in the world.
So the emergence of social media platforms like WhatsApp, Facebook, and Twitter have made the accessibility of news via non-traditional media easier. You don't necessarily have to type the web address on your computer to get information. The news appears on your Facebook and Twitter timelines. The link is also shared by friends on WhatsApp. Professor Odwegajiku believes social media delivers news with the speed of light. Mainstream media, she says, will not be able to catch up with that speed of information dissemination.
I think it's important for traditional media to recognize that they're not going to be able to compete in terms of speed with social media, but they are absolutely essential in terms of credibility. In certain sense it is. It's challenging traditional media to do things differently. And you're absolutely right. Social media breaks it. So social media is about speed. Traditional media, I think, should remember, but they are about credibility. They must verify. So we may hear something on social media, but we look to traditional media to confirm that is true or false. So it becomes very disappointing when traditional media, in their rush to compete with social media, put out news and information that may not be true in a lot of radio stations, in a lot of media. The challenge is social media, where anybody, any citizen can exchange news and information, and there's no control in social media. There's a lot of anonymity when it comes to social media, and so there's a lot of fake news.
But if you can't beat them, join them.
Well, tell us what people are saying. I hope you're talking about your jacket on Facebook and other social media.
Hubert Osei Welbeck, although in the UK, say absolutely silly, nauseating, and academically nonsense. If you say corruption is not at a tipping point in Ghana.
Okay, so that's what you're saying on social media. Thanks.
Media houses are aware of the power social media and the non-traditional media wield in the business of news. A lot of them have now included social media segments in their news, giving more meaning to the theme for the 2017 World Radio Day, Radio is You.
So that's a short video put together by Maxwell Agbagba trying to explain how social media is now becoming very active, but then radio also paying its dues. You realize that when you go to banks, there are no radio sets making noise, but there are TV sets, but then the volume of the TV sets are always down. But with the help of social media, you get to listen to radio on your phone and even access information anywhere on any website. Reading a couple of your comments on Facebook right now. We have George Konedu who says, "To you Ghanaian journalists, you must up your game. The days of assembling NPP NDC propagandists must be over to assembling ministers and ministers who are in charge of Ghanaians' affair. We have who must tell us on daily basis things concerning our sanitation, our health, our salaries, our railways, our teachers and nursing allowances, what is happening in our inner city and zongos, and not NPP, NDC, or usual propaganda and one-sided arguments. That is when radio will help us get results. We have Eugene Opare, who says radio today is like football in Ghana. We fire coaches and think we can win medals, while the GFA remains unchanged. Chairman, I think CEOs of various stations should be up and doing. We have Apana Charles, who says, wonderful. In fact, some radios broadcast credible news, while others fabricate stories, which must be checked seriously. We have Nana Ojiri, who says, yes, radio has paid its dues, but more room for improvements. We have Simon, who says, responsible programming, avoidance of foul language usage, mostly by politicians, accurate and concise reportage. And then we have African Kwame Mausi Dogbe, who says it's independent, working strictly with its ethics and serving the people with the truth. And then we have Prince Living, who says radio destroy the future. And we have Bauer, who says they always fabricate stories. Juventus says yes. I don't know which of the comments he's reacting to, but we have Waja Victor, who says working very well, but sometimes gives wrong information. So these are some of the comments that people are putting up on social media. You can also join and send in your views about the topics that we've shared on our Facebook wall. Let's go for a quick break. When we come back, we have more for you. Welcome back now to the most important story of the day. Now, with barely 24 hours to the day, people will laugh and cry depending on how they are treated. We are asking you to tell us something you know how gifts will be given out about and how people will be expectant of some sort of gift from friends and loved ones. What's the worst gift you've ever received from a friend or loved one? Tomorrow happens to be a Valentine's Day, but we're going to read a couple of your comments on Facebook, and we are asking, people give out gifts to friends, and we're asking what has been the worst gift you've ever received for a friend. So we have Simon, who says Valentine's Day is mostly misunderstood by many and other people who don't share with us into bracket faith and practice to mean a different thing. We have Francis Walanyo Pampa, who says, you are part of those collapsing local industries. Instead of promoting it, Ghanaians have been asked to call it Chocolate Day to encourage the boost of intake and purchase of chocolate on this day. But still, you keep celebrating Valentine, which people misinterpret it to be promiscuity. We have Bauer, who says nothing, but people think Val's Day is a day of fornication. We have Bismarck Sebastian, who says, this time I need a surprise. I need a surprise from someone I don't know, so I'm waiting. We have Andy Bema, who says, nothing. I have never been surprised. I wish miracle will happen this year's Val's Day for me. And we have Juventus, who says, a call. Anok Constant says nothing. Prince Living says nothing. Prince Nuruddin Baumia says good health and prosperous life from Allah. We have Marvelous Kweku, who says text message wishing me a happy Val's Day. Bismarck Sebastian comes back and says Gava. And then we have Addison Lebanon says nothing. And we have Brina Ken J, box of candles. Palm says nothing. African Kwame Mausi Dogbe says nothing. And then Kobe Bryant Manuel says Joy Daddy Betes. And then Suma Cindy Philip says top. Okay, it's very interesting why Cindy will write top. Those guys who are out there who understand what Cindy is talking about is your game. So Kobe Bryant says Joy Daddy. I know a couple of guys will be buying Joy Daddy for their friends. I mean, male friends, and females might be buying hair for their female friends. So these are some of the things that people are talking about on social media. And I know tomorrow is going to be a big day for most of you watching us right now, especially for my producer and then the director. They have a plan of surprising their girlfriends who are not in town, but they are hoping the girls will come to town. And I've asked them to put a picture of their girlfriends on social media and ask whether anybody has seen them with other people. And I'm sure they'll get a lot of messages. So yeah, that's how we wrap up today's show. We want you to have the best of day today, and then keep on watching Joy News. My name is Victor Brachet.